So Wayne,
Sir.
my friend,
Yes.
before we get into the interview, I want to ask you one question. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
100%. 100%. He's right over there. He's right there.
I saw him.
He's ready.
Yeah.
He's
That's
real.
great.
He's real.
So tell me, how did you get into the golf industry?
So I got in the golf industry. My dad was an assistant professional, taught me how to play with a two-handed golf club. I was 18 months, 2 years old, somewhere in there, and ended up being a lefty golfer that putts right-handed. So I'm like most of the other golfers. I'm confused.
How about the industry itself?
Industry itself. So my mom actually worked with the superintendent at a course that was 15 minutes from where I grew up. And I was looking for a summer job and they needed summer help. So I started as a 16-year-old on the maintenance department. I worked at that course for 6 years seasonally and then went to school. Talked to the superintendent at the time and was really interested in kind of learning more about the turf industry. And I really enjoyed being outside. I couldn't imagine just a day job sitting at a desk. And then ultimately I settled on turf and I'm very happy I did.
In your internships, what school did you go to?
I graduated from UConn 2013 and my internship with 2012 was at Oakmont.
Wow.
The coolest part with those guys and the whole team there, we got to see everything. You know, I was allowed to be a part of the sprays and the spray hawking and the sprayer prep. John was really good about getting down with us and talking about endophytic stuff with fescues that they have there. And plus I think there was 25, possibly 30 turf degrees on staff. So it was really cool as far as if you had a question as a young guy in turf, you could ask and you get a great answer. So Oakmont was grueling, very, very tough. It was a very dry summer, but I learned a lot and really set me up well for kind of leading up into my turf career.
And, your first assistant's job was?
Technically, it was Fox Hopyard right out of school, which is the club I had worked at seasonally as a kid. And then I was there for a season. I went to the Patterson Club, which I worked for Jay Mearsman for about 3.5 months. And then Fox Hopyard called me back and hired me as the superintendent.
And after that?
Over to Rockridge, 9-hole private in Newtown, Connecticut. And then in 2022, I started here. Yep.
And how do you take care of this immense property?
155 acres. It's a fun challenge. Our biggest struggles here are the water moving. We have a very small irrigation pond, so the other ponds that supplement that, we basically are constantly opening valves and moving water. That's a challenge for us with an older irrigation system that can give us some headaches, but overall it's great. The guys, they've been here, some of them for over 20 years, very experienced, very hardworking. I'm very lucky to have them. They make me look very, very good.
That's great. Now, as far as Ocean Organics, you've been using those products for a number of years.
Yes.
Why don't we just go through those? So, biostimulant-wise, what are you using?
Basically, biostimulants. I mean, Stress RX, XP, the 500 product there. Those are the staples of my greens and approach fertility program. I tend to do that basically every 10 to 14 days, right when we get into the summer stresses of basically Memorial Day through really the end of August, early September. I love those products. I love, so they did the greens 5 days ago with the same products. Really, really good. And I think it's It's two things there. It's the vigor, obviously, with the turf growth, and the color response. There's no pigment on these whatsoever, and they look great. So.
And surfactant-wise, what are you using on the golf course?
Yeah, so all my wetting agents are Ocean products. So I have basically in the shoulder seasons, I'm using Helmsman on fairways, and I also use injectable Helmsman out of the pump house for my surround areas that don't get a ton of water. On fairways, I rely heavily on Privateer. The soil structure here is, once you get through the upper layer, it's really clay. So this course kind of moves from really wet to really dry pretty quickly. Privateer helps with me recover with localized dry spot, and it's a game changer. Greens and approaches, that's all Windjammer.
So you were saying?
I was saying about Windjammer, yeah. So Windjammer, I use that on greens and approaches. Basically go out on a monthly rate, full rate with that. The couple of great things of that product is the firmness. Immediately after you water it, as soon as I leave the green, I turn the heads on, run for about 9 minutes, and then they get some more water at night. The firmness is immediate with that, which I love. The bigger part too is the hand watering requirements. So we used to hand water a lot because our wilt point was much higher. With Windjammer, it's allowed us to really dry down and allows us to, basically hand water probably 50% less, which is huge. And the consistency of the application, you're going to get the full rip for the entire length of that month, which is awesome. You can extend the product as long as you want. So yeah, I'm a huge proponent of Windjammer, and I wish more people used it, honestly, because it would make their jobs. Me too. It would make their jobs way easier. Way easier. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And how dramatically did that wilt point drop for you?
So when I first got here, we were wilting pretty much right around the 12 to 13-ish on the moisture meter. I don't really spot anything until I'm at 4 to 5.
That's pretty dramatic.
Oh, it was dramatic, and the fun part of that is we have a member guest coming up on Friday, and I know that where the greens are sitting right now, I'm probably going to let them roll all the way through that. And once I get that wilt point down, if it does get down to that number, that 4 or 5, I can go out with an irrigation application. They'll restore right away. So the bounce back recovery of all that is awesome, which is great for tournament golf because you can have a little fun. You can dry it down a little more than you would for daily play. Yeah. Which I love. I can't say enough about Windjammer. It's such a great product, and it'll never leave my program.
And then we were talking about the granulars that you use.
Yes. 12-4-5 on tees, fairways as well. A nice feed to kind of give us prolonged color for that 6 to 8 week window. And then in all our divot mix, I use the 5-7-5. That has really helped with our divot recovery. We have a couple of par 3 tees out here that are really undersized. So trying to really generate that growth is important, and it's really, really important on our driving range tee. Our range tee is open 5 days on grass. It's about a half an acre, and without that, we wouldn't be able to really turn over the turf as fast as we can.
Now, when you took the job here, you bought a house locally. How's that been working out?
Oh, it's great. I'm in Groton. I'm 15 minutes away on a slow ride in. My wife grew up in Groton, so it's kind of a homecoming for her. Fitch graduate, so yeah, it's great. I mean, who doesn't love living on the water? And it's super relaxing, and I very much enjoy being down in Eastern Connecticut again.
Well, thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. Thank you.